Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
All right. We live?
Live?
Yep.
Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Baraka Thumb. Yahweh Shalom. Shem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. I'm Precinct Officer 500, Ara Wadia. And this is the Washington, D.C. history class, Monday night. It's a hellified time going on in the earth right now. You know, a lot of Israel, we're dealing with a lot right now. We got a lot on our plate. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to Commanding General Yahanna that we got this truth. You know what I'm saying? We bring this truth out all the time, every day, every week, all year round. 360, 365, it doesn't matter. And we gotta teach our people, you know what I'm saying, come up out of these false doctrines. You know what I'm saying? Don't rely on heathens to teach you, you know what I'm saying, what you're supposed to be taught. You know, if you need answers to your questions, you come here in the I.S.U.P.K. You know
right.
And we'll teach you, you know, what you need to know. Teach you about your culture, you know what I'm saying, what we used to do, what our ancestors did. And no, we don't do ancestral worship neither. We don't burn incense and sage and all that. You know what I'm saying? And start calling on ancestral names and things like that. We don't do what heathens do. And speaking of that, you know, we're gonna dive in to a topic today where some of our people, you know what I'm saying, we already aware of this, but for those who not, you know what I'm saying, give them a chance to learn. At the same time, you know, while the class is going on, don't forget to like and share the stream so we can push this truth, push this information out there, and you know, whoever gets it, you know what I'm saying, they're able to learn and respond as well. You know, if you have comments or questions, you know what I'm saying, that can be answered, then don't be afraid to put them in the chat. Right here, you know what I'm saying, my Ottawa Precinct Officer Bakwasha. We're gonna give him a hand. Also, we streaming live right now from the big bad man down there in Trinidad and Tobago. We got our brothers right here. You know what I'm saying? They streaming as well. But right now, you know, they dealing with heathens down there too. They deal with those funky East Indians. You know what I'm saying? Elam is the biblical nationality of East Indians. Elam, that's E-L-A-M. Elamites. That's their nationality biblically. But we know them today as being Hindus, or, you know what I'm saying, the minstrel red dot in the middle of the forehead, because that's exactly what it is. But tonight we're gonna go into you know, dirt and disease among these heathens. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our people like to copy these heathens and their ways and customs. And we just gonna go into, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna touch on how disgusting and filthy these people are, and why they are not fit to run this planet. You know what I'm saying? Right. Most High did not choose them. He only chose who he chose. That is the nation of Israel, the 12 lost tribes, which are so-called black man, so-called Latino man or Hispanic, and so-called North American, Native American Indian. You know what I'm saying? And not your those $5 pretendians, not them. I'm talking about real Gadites, real Native Americans, real Reubenites, Seminole Indians down there in South Georgia and Florida, okay? And spread it throughout, you know what I'm saying, amongst the South, of course. But if we could, sir, we can touch the first one. We can hit number 9, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Water, sir.
All right, this is from the History Channel. Why pilgrims arriving in America resisted bathing. Rather than bathing, early American colonists believed that other practices like regularly changing their undergarments qualified as good hygiene. Right? When the Mayflower pilgrims arrived in Plymouth in the early 17th century, they didn't smell terrific, according to Native American accounts. Unlike the Wampanoag, these Europeans didn't bathe regularly.
Okay, so these on arrival, that these pilgrims, these devils, you know what I'm saying, when they got over here to the shores of, you know what I'm saying, America, they didn't bathe. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't bathing in Europe, and when they got here, they smelled. You know what I'm saying? Horribly. There are many accounts of the Native Americans smelling these people as they get off boats, and some of them smelling them as the boat is still on the water, but they haven't already docked yet, or dropped the anchor yet, and they can smell the bodies of these Europeans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the white man has never bathed. You tell him that he has to bathe, he might catch attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Because who are you to tell him that he's supposed to bathe? They were scared to bathe. They were scared of bathing. That's why some of their elite, they only bathe once, 2-3 times a year. And this is not nothing that we're making up. You know what I'm saying? This is directly recorded throughout history. They recorded it themselves. It's not like that we did that. They recorded their own filthiness. If you could, sir.
No sweat. Unlike a surviving member of the Patuxet Nation named Tisquantum or Squanto, and tried and failed to convince them to start washing themselves, according to a 1965 biography.
The Patuxent Indians, you know what I'm saying? That's in the Maryland region. So they had to convince these people, you need to bathe. Just think about it. You got to force somebody to bathe. That alone right there is just showing, children. We're not talking about children here. We're talking about adult, European, you know what I'm saying? Adult European men and women that refuse to bathe, you know what I'm saying? And when you refuse to bathe, you know what I'm saying, especially coming from the squalor that they was coming from, because a lot of them was brought over here, you know what I'm saying, through Ellis Island, not even this far back, what we currently reading right here, but just take more recently through Ellis Island, where they opened their prisons and insane asylums and all their criminals, and they put them on steamboats and shipped them over here, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine the conditions on that boat, you know what I'm saying? Willingly, though. It wasn't like they was going into slavery. This is willingly, you know what I'm saying? And some of them, of course, they were just exiled off, you know what I'm saying, over there in the UK and Western Europe. So it's filthy. It gets more disgusting. It's Salaki.
Right. Bathing, as you and I know, it was very uncommon among Western Europeans until the later part of the 18th century, says W. Peter Ward, professor emeritus of history at the University of British Columbia and author of the new book, The Clean Body of Modern History. This went for people of all social classes. Louis the 16th. Louis the 14th.
14th.
Louis the 14th, a 17th century king of France, is said to have only taken 3 baths in his entire life. So I got a story about this.
No sweat, sir. Let's bring it.
So I used to slave with this dude. He took a like a tour of the what was it, Versailles? Is like a castle in Versailles, right where King Louis lived, and he was walking around and had the grant a paid tour, you know what I'm saying, where they go around and say, hey, this is this is that, this is where the people came and did all that. So right, he was in there for about a good hour and some change, and as he was going through, he noticed like, hey, I didn't see it in the bathroom. So he asked the tour guide, like, hey, where do they have the bathrooms at? Because I didn't see, we've been here for a long time, I haven't seen the bathrooms. I was like, that's a good question. You see that in the corner? Or well, first he said, the bathrooms are in every place that we visited. And he was like, what are you talking about? So he's like, what the elites would do, they would take a pot and go into the corner and just relieve themselves right there wherever they are. Whether they're at having a banquet, having a ball, or whatever, anybody would just go into the corner, and it would be a big old pot. They would handle their business and do it right there in front of everybody.
Nope.
And they would keep that pot there. So if they were having this big banquet and there's food around,
right,
there's maybe multiple pots,
right,
all in the corners of the room, filled with waste.
Right. So basically, you got you're eating, and you got fecal fumes that have arisen. You know what I'm saying? Fecal fumes that has rose all the way up to the ceilings, which is going to spread throughout the ceiling and then come down in the food, and specklets of fecal matter everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, this is how Esau get down. This is how all these heathens get down. Sidebar in those Muslim mosques. You know what I'm saying? It's already been brought out that they don't even really have. They got a bathroom, but they don't have the standardized. You know what I'm saying? Plumbing terms, water closet or toilet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't even have that in there, and there's no, you got to wipe your hands. You got to do something else. Like it's just unsanitary to the utmost. They use their hands to wipe themselves in many cases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Arab. This is what some of our brothers and sisters want to, indulge in, which is Islam, which is the religion, of how can I say this? The P-filers, massive slaughtering, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Rock worshiping, desert dwelling. These are Arabs. That's Ishmael in the Bible. Ishmael. But we can keep moving on, sir.
No sweat. Let me get back to it. Okay, Slakia. This went for all of the social classes. Louis the 14th, the 17th century king of France, is said to have taken only 3 baths in his entire life. Both rich and poor might wash their faces and hands on a daily or weekly basis, but almost no one in Western Europe washed their whole.
Can you read that one more time? That last line.
Both rich and poor might wash their faces and hands on a daily or weekly basis.
Just their hands, and it's their hands.
The hands and the face.
And their face.
Daily or weekly basis.
Daily or weekly basis. I mean, that's disgusting. You're talking about unsanitary living, just to be you can tell when somebody haven't washed their face in a week, you know what I'm saying? Because it looks stale, you know what I'm saying? It's just not moist, it's no moisture, nothing is going right for them right now in the eyes of us, because we're clean people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we even perform, baptisms, which is, got something to do with cleaning our bodies, you know what I'm saying? It's like that you can dip sinners in water and they just gonna come up a wet sinner, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we invented bathing. We had to teach the nations of the world how to clean themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they mimic us, they mocked us as well. So, like, look at those clean people over there, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they didn't say it like that, but when you're that filthy, somebody that takes soap, a rag, and water and thoroughly cleanse themselves, you offend those other people that don't do that,
Yeah.
But who cares? We gonna do what the, you know what I'm saying? We the children of the Most High. So we gonna clean ourselves. It's good to walk around smelling goods. What, you know, of course, Captain Tazariak's the best oils on the planet,
right?
The best body butters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need something. You need the hair crack. You know, he got crack for your hair.
Right.
Hair crack, not drugs. I want y'all to make that known. You know what I'm saying? So like, sir, we can just get a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Sly, if I could, just what you was bringing out. You know what I'm saying? They made fun of us, and they still doing that right now. They, you know, there was a comedian that there was like they kind of went viral saying, you know, only poor people, you know, use wash rags and whatnot. Wow. So because he was thinking, you know, that's how that was a way to save on soap. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Only
but
poor people use wash rags.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, only poor people use wash rags. Oh. Which is crazy because if you wash your dishes, you ain't gonna wash them dishes with just your hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you wash your car, you ain't gonna wash your car with just the water. Even though they got some car washes with just water, high powered, you know, wash, but it still ain't the same as when you get down, you know what I'm saying, and wax on, wax on, wax on, wax off type deal.
Salagia, speaking about the wash rag, can you hit number 7, please, sir?
No sweat.
Number 7. It ties. It's going to tie right into what you just said. What the comedian was bringing out. You know, whoever that comedian was. You know, you said something that was dynamic. That's cool. But we're gonna show who doesn't use them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can say that, but is this number 7, sir?
Yep, this is number 7.
Okay, Salakia. Number 8, Salakia.
I see it.
Number 8.
This there? Okay, hold on. He's nasty mother.
Now for the viewing audience, you know what I'm saying? My fellow brothers and sisters out there, take a listen to this. And this ties right into what Officer Bakwasha just said about the comedian, people not using wash rags.
No, me either.
I think
disgusting.
Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I know. I think we're
like a UTI waiting to happen.
I think we're in the minority. I really do. Do you use a washcloth?
No, me either.
Nasty mother.
One more time, sir.
No sweat. No sweat.
I think
disgusting.
Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I know. I think we're
like a UTI waiting to happen.
I think we're in the minority. I really do. Do you use a washcloth?
No, me either.
I think disgusting.
Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I know. I think we're
like a UTI waiting to happen.
I think we're in the minority.
Okay, well, there you have it right there. That's Esau. That ties into what we was just reading about old Louis boy, the 14th. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't stand washing up. You know, him and his people. You know, they take dumps in the corner in pots. I'm sure they cooked in them pots as well after those dumpings have happened.
That's the only flavor they be putting it.
Right.
Nasty.
The unroyal dumplings. You know
what
I'm saying? If we can say that. The unroyal dumplings is what took place in those pots. You know what I'm saying? Unwashed and used for cooking, I'm sure. For, you know, human flesh meat soup or something like that, because they were cannibals as well. You know.
So like, if I could, you know, it's so much on these devils, you know, talking about how nasty they are. It was this one devil, this one she devil on a podcast. I don't know what. Anyway, one she devil was saying how she washed, as I believe she bathed just like once a week.
Right.
Once a week, and then when she did bathe once a week, she only washed her hair because she says the soap falls down her body, and that's how her body gets clean.
So that was good enough.
Because of the soap from her hair, no scrubbing at all.
Okay.
Just soap from her hair, just wash down her body, and then that's how she gets clean. You a nasty bastard.
Right. See, this is how these devils operate, and they always have. You know, they did this coming from Europe. They wasn't washing in Europe. As a matter of fact, you know, for those who have ever heard of I'm not gonna shine no light, but you know, our people were ruling Europe for over 700 years. Okay, and within those 700 years, we had to teach those Caucasian people, those white people up in Europe, how to cleanse themselves, because outbreaks had happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people think that because they call it the Dark Ages is because of the bubonic plague. No, they called it the Dark Ages because there were black people ruling Europe. You know what I'm saying? So the bubonic plague is just something that broke out because of their filthiness. You know what I'm saying? They sit up, they was right there, you know, drinking the water, you know, that they was intaking the water that they use for everything except bathing, because remember, they only bathe like once a year. I don't even think most of them even bathe because they were scared, you know. They got accounts that these devils were scared to even put rags on their body. You know what I'm saying? And you heard her, you know, the two white ladies right there, you know, they made it sound so disgusting. You might get a UTI, what is it, urinary tract infection?
Yeah.
UTI, you know. So you can't cleanse your, you know what I'm saying, your private parts because with the rag because you think you're gonna get an infection. No, that's crazy. That is crazy. They are really bugged out, you know. But yet these people are over top of us. You know what I'm saying? And our people worship the image of them, that beast, Caesar Borgia, which they like to call so-called Jesus Christ. That's not Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's not our King Yahweh Shah in the Hebrew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we can drop that. We can go to number one.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Number one. All right, hold on. Let me get to it. Can you see it? All right, let me add it to the screen. Here we go.
So much shit. That's me at a poop throwing festival in India, where the villagers spend 6 months collecting cow poop and celebrate the end of Diwali by throwing it at each other and rubbing it on their skin. I'm sinking! I'm sinking! I'm gonna die today!
So we now see what the Hindus love to do. I mean, this is very exciting to them right here.
Yeah.
You know, this takes, as a matter of fact, can you, Salaga, sir, can you go to the timestamp of 148 on this same video? We're gonna definitely come right back to this, but I want them to see, you know, how it, you know, the preparedness for it.
That's it. All right.
Have collected the dung of it.
And this local was kind enough to bring me inside his home and show me something very important he'd been stockpiling.
You know,
right here. Okay, it doesn't smell that bad.
So this is part of what we're getting ready to see now. This is part of what, by the way, these are East Indians over in India, you know, which has a huge population. And these are, you know, more likely these are Hindu people that, you know, they classify themselves as Hindus. For those who don't know, Hindus or East Indians are the ones who wear the red dot on their head in the middle of their forehead, which is not paint. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe how they do it, but the origins of it comes from, and it symbolizes menstrual blood from one of their gods, you know, or goddesses. That's where it comes from. East Indians, Hindu people, they have the second largest religious gathering outside of Mecca in Saudi Arabia, when they circle the cobblestone 100 million times and trample each other to their death. And whoever gets to kiss the black stone, which they're not literally kissing, it's like a window right in front of it. So they kiss in the window, you know, but they worship meteorites. These are Muslims we're talking about. But Hindus have the second largest religious gathering on earth. So like you can keep playing, but basically what you're saying is that this white man has went to these this man right here. This is his home, and this little lump right there that you can see from the bottom of the screen to look, that little patch of grass right here in the middle of the screen, that's all dung. That's cow dung. You can let it roll, sir.
Hello. And how long did it take to collect all this poop?
More than 5 months, 6 months.
5 or 6 months. All of this. 6 months worth of poop. So halfway into the year, you need to begin the collection.
This is for small.
This is small. So a little bit right here.
This is for fresh.
I see. Fresh right there.
But it's
Can I smell?
you smell it for bad. But our
That's pretty intense. Yeah.
scientific taste.
So you got this Elamite. He's just scooped it up like it's nothing, you know, like it's a snowball, you know, because they just all in dung. They all in cow dung. He scooped it up, and yet you see this white man right here. He wants to smell it. You mean to tell me those fumes are not rising up yet? Like
Right.
you can smell that on the ground as it is right there? No, these people are disgusting, man. That's why we are never to do what these heathens do. You know what I'm saying? The Lord told us, learn not the ways of the heathen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You do not learn the ways of an East Indian or a Hamite or so-called African. You know what I'm saying? Learn none of their ways, or white man, the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Never learn their ways and never trust in these people, man. We can keep rolling, sir.
Right. So if I could, the so far the ways is not washing your body, or not washing your body properly, you know what I'm saying, once a week. Or, you know what I'm saying, picking up cow feces.
Right.
And just handling it like you said is a snowball. These are some of the ways, and the Most High God had to put laws to make us not do this stuff. It's absolutely wild that the Most High had to put laws to make us not to do this stuff. It's wild.
You know, it's heavy that you said that too, sir, because without these scriptures, we would be just like these heathens.
Exactly.
You know, without the law in place, if the Most High did not give Adam the law and we still have it today, we will be just like these heathens that we are looking at right now. We will be scooping up, you know what I'm saying, animal feces, you know what I'm saying, and playing with it and making plate, you know, like we used to do Play-Doh when we was younger. You know, we make all types of objects, and then when you know, it's disgusting. If we can keep rolling, sir.
Absolutely.
It's not for you just eating for little bit daily.
Eat a little bit.
Little bit eating. Scientific test for it's for not coming for cancer.
Okay, so scientifically proven that if you eat a little bit, it cures cancer.
Little bit daily.
How much do you eat daily? Can you show me? Just a small. You don't have to do it. I just want to see how much. Just a small amount.
Small. Anything.
Just
you can eat it.
Lucky.
How does it taste?
Lucky.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo.
We are
It's a whole new meaning to eat crap.
Come on, sir. I mean, you remember that? You know that saying how people tell people, you know, you need to eat ish and die. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally doing it though. You know what I'm saying? And then they said it's been scientifically proven, you know, to take just you know like a little swipe, you know, dab it on the tongue, you know, it is good for preventing cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like Israel, is this who we looking at right here for our next leaders? No. You know, we got Trinidad in the house. They are under oppression under the East Indians down there in Trinidad, down in the Caribbean. Because see, they don't have Esau down there like we have the white man here. Their white man is the East Indian down there. So this is where they come from. You know what I'm saying? This is their true culture right here. This is their true ways, customs, and all that. You know, and he got on the dress, don't he?
Yeah, he do.
He got on the dress. You know, they professionals at wearing dresses. Them, the Arabs, and those stinking Hamites. You know what I'm saying? They all wear dresses like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Men, if you want to call them, I just think they part of the male species, but they're not real men like we are. They're not warriors that's been trained under commanding General Yahanna, of course, because they're not Israel. They're not of the blood of the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? Damn these heathens, man. Never follow them. If we could, sir.
Hold on, I got something else as well.
Oh yeah,
you want to keep on this video?
Just a few seconds.
All
we
right.
ain't got long for this one.
No sweat, no sweat. We can keep on showing how disgusting these heathens are.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but we are playing our bodies. Any other stitching or anything, it's not came.
Okay. So scientifically,
you can take and check it in your lab.
Yeah.
That's it came because of our daily we can take in the with it. It's mainly scam.
Yeah.
Any other kitching or anything is not came.
Okay. So this helps the immune system. And do they?
It's like, if I could, I knew a bunch of people that went to India, right? And they all tell me sooner or later you're gonna get dysentery. I don't know if you know what dysentery is, but you know what I'm saying. It's the BGs, you know what I'm saying, the bubble guts.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got diarrhea, and then you got dysentery where you about to die if you can't hold fluids in you. They say it's just a matter of time that you get that dysentery. You're going to get sick when you go to India, no matter what. This is what everybody that I've known or talked to that went to India told me this.
So, like, if these are the same people that when you go in certain cities over there, like, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, the family done seen it on shorts and TikTok and the gram and Facebook and YouTube alone. I mean, if you came across this, then you can relate. Well, we see videos where these Hindu people, these East Indians, when you're going to get something to eat, they in the back alleys, you know what I'm saying? Damn near with no clothes on. They are sticking their feet in the food that they're getting ready to serve you in some slop bowl. You know what I'm saying? And they even put some of it in their mouth, switch it around their mouth like you're doing, you know what I'm saying, Listerine or Scope, as a mouthwash, and then spit it back in the pot, and then fluff it around a little bit more, and then serve it to people.
Yeah, the goop scoop.
Like these people can never rule over top of us. These people should not be ruling over top of our brothers and sisters down in Trinidad and Guyana and Jamaica, all throughout the Caribbeans. They're there, you know what I'm saying? And they just run it, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have been given the power to be over top of us. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need these law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we always push this truth. Come back to your culture. Come back to your ways and customs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get in this school right here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Get in the I.S.U.P.K quick, like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because this right here is just spreading. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that these dirty tactics and these stinking customs is not in the Western Hemisphere? It is. You just don't see it because, they got their own restaurants, Who knows what they're doing? God forbid you go to an East Indian restaurant. I'm not saying you can't. You can go wherever you like, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, this is a brother, Fiery Furnace Fury, says, this is who owns the carryouts in the Black community. No, thank you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he right. Fiery Furnace, you're right. You're right. Yeah, if it ain't them, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's all sectors of the Asians. You know what I'm saying? The Koreans, the Vietnamese. You know what I'm saying? Chinese and Japanese. Yeah, you're right. They do. They own it. They only can exist within our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't go to the white neighborhoods and pull all this off. No. If we can get, keep going just a little bit more, sir.
No sweat.
You said you had something after this as well?
Right? Yeah. I have it queued up whenever we're done with this.
Okay. I just want people to see. I just want the people to see where where this is at. They need to see this location just in case, one of you brothers and sisters go out, you decide to venture off to India. You need to know where this at so you can stay far away from here.
Right.
Okay, so this helps the immune system. And do the kids eat it as well? No, just the men.
We don't. We have daily high eating.
Okay, you don't do that.
But scientifically, it's scam.
Okay, scientifically, it's good for you.
But any cancer or anything,
Okay,
it's scam.
decreases risk of cancer.
Very less.
Okay, much less.
Less.
Understood. This is a very rare and exclusive event, only celebrated here in.
Only celebrated in this village in whole of India.
And can you explain where we're at? Because India is a very large nation, 1.45 billion people.
We are in the southwestern part of India, in the state of Karnataka, a small village called Gometapura.
Extremely welcoming people. We came here, no announcement.
You should show that location one more time so the people can see this. So they can stay far away
southwestern
from
part
it.
of India, in the state of Karnataka, a small village called Gometapura.
Extremely.
That's it, sir. You can drop that. So, for the family out there, stay far away from here. You know what I'm saying? Try not to go to India at all. You know, I know some of our people are in government in certain, certain jobs that they have, certain slave. We call it slaveries. You know, where your job might require you to, you know what I'm saying, travel. You know, you have no other choice. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, and they do, send you to India, try to stay away from this place. You know, pull this video back up, you know what I'm saying, in times ahead, and remember that location right there where they have it's crazy.
Now this goes hand in hand with what you're talking about with the eating cow dung and whatnot.
Right.
Cow urine that they're drinking.
Wow. Okay, so also the question is brought out that this is cow urine that they're drinking. You know, like it's water.
Yeah, because you know how the dude said if you eat the cow dung, it'll kill cancer. They was drinking cow urine for to protect them against COVID.
Right, I remember that.
So this is them drinking cow urine and eating cow dung. You know what I'm saying? And I understand 1000% how our Benjamin brothers and sisters, especially in Trinidad, because they there real heavy, but all over the Caribbean, how they can just be like, yo, how in the blue hell are these people over us?
Right.
They drink cow piss in the name of health and wealth. You know what I'm saying? And moreover, for us, just I think you brought this out before, Martin Luther King Jr. got his whole ideology off of Gandhi, who's one of these people that drinks cow, you know what I'm saying, that believes that the cow is a god, it was sacred, and everything that the cow produces, when I say everything the cow produces, they take the waste of the cow and think it's holy and separate and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, because
these people are ridiculous. I would be upset too to think that these people will be over me as well, like they're heavily over Benjamin brothers in the Caribbean islands. Crazy.
It's crazy. So if we can get, sir, if I can get a scripture.
Absolutely.
Leviticus. Actually, if I can get Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Deuteronomy
chapter 4 and verse 6.
Yes, sir. Because see, we are not to do the ways of the heathen, man. Like, we got to come up out of this place. Like this type of stuff right here is what we up against. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? I know that Israel, you might not see this on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing, we in the bulk of us are over here in the Western Hemisphere, North, Central, South America, and throughout the Caribbean islands. You know what I'm saying? And our brothers in the UK as well. You know what I'm saying? But these people still do these things. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not have a farm at most that they can still just pick it up and do what they doing comfortably in India. But these type of things be happening behind closed doors.
Right.
These things still happen. It's like, sir.
No sweat. This Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. So these other nations out here, these heathen nations, they see us, you know what I'm saying? They see what we do. They see our cleanliness. They hear the wisdom that, you know what I'm saying, that the priests and the prophets in the UPK are teaching, you know what I'm saying, our people. They see these things. The other nations definitely see these. They see the proof of what the Most High has produced. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can change. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to stick in a demonic state of living for the rest of your life. All you now that you know, you can come into school right here. This body is for you. This is the safe haven for our people. You know what I'm saying? As a brother, you know what I'm saying? You can come in here and you can clean yourself up, and you can bring your family in here, and they can be cleaned as well. Children, mother, father, whoever it is in your immediate family, bring them in and come get these. You know what I'm saying? Come learn who you really are, because you're not African. You know what I'm saying? You're not some Asian. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely not East Indian. You're definitely not none of them. You know what I'm saying? But who you are is a child of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And just like, and I'm paraphrasing, but Christ said, talking to, you know what I'm saying, a white woman along with his disciples, he said, I only come for the lost sheep of house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Christ is not coming back with a sword for his people. You know what I'm saying? We want all of our people to survive. You know what I'm saying? When Christ and the angels come back, our goal is to fish as priests and prophets to get as many brothers and sisters in this truth as possible. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so a lot of our brothers and sisters, you know, we're stiff-necked people. We hard-headed people, man. You know what I'm saying? So things got to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Penalties for certain things.
Right.
But the other nations, you best believe that they see it. You know what I'm saying? Most High has blessed us with the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? We are to follow these law, statutes, and commandments. Like he said, we are to do these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can stop there, sir. If we can get we can read a little bit, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning of it says number 1, the extract on, like, literally number 1 on the list.
Gotcha. Well, hold on, Salakia. Number 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This extract from a satirical article which appeared in La Figueroa in 1880 captures something of the disgust the citizens of Paris must have felt for the state of their streets at the time. Barnes, in his new book on the great stinks of Paris, uses this description to illustrate what he claims to be a major historical paradox. How can it be, he asks, that this disgust, which was shaped by changing cultural norms and rules through history and manifests itself in such a gut level, seemingly unconscious way? In every street, the pipes gushed out where decaying rats' carcasses drank everything in, tails dangling and whiskers bristling with greenish lumps, bellies in the air. They floated amid apple peels, asparagus stalks, and cabbage cores. It was like a vast infection of tooth decay, like the flatulence of a rotting stomach, right. Like the emanations of a man who has drunk too much, like the dried sweat of rotting apples. It's like rotting animals, like the sour poison of a bedpan. The avalanche of excretions tumbling down the lengths of the purpurant streets let off its nocturnal fragrances.
You can stop right there, sir. So, you know, this is a devil who observed these things going on in funky Paris. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you people think that Paris is some big romantic, you know what I'm saying, zone where you can just propose and all these lovely things, and it's just the place of love, and it's the place of a lot of LGBTQ love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like one of the capitals of the world for LGBTQ love. You know what I'm saying? And that's the colorful community love. You know what I'm saying? Which is not love. That's lust. That's a foul lust. Okay.
Right.
But this is describing how the streets of Paris was then. You know, decaying rat carcasses. You know what I'm saying? With their bellies blowing up. You know what I'm saying? On top of food, on top of asparagus stalks and apple peels. You know, I mean, this is horrific. You know, can you imagine waking up and say if you live in a mid-rise to a high-rise apartment building or a condominium building, and you looking down and the streets is black because of the water, the sewers have overflooded, and you just see rat carcasses everywhere and food everywhere, you know, in the water. You know, you know a viral outbreak is getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? Just like it does over in Asia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just take back what we just seen the video with, you know, the two white women. You know, for something like that, just by COVID happening, you mean these doctors, the medical field had to come, you know what I'm saying, on national TV and tell you white people, you need to wash your hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Wash your hands, sanitize your hands. Just wash up, period. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so nasty, because you will be the cause of this, you know what I'm saying, this plague that the Most High have struck this place, struck America with. You're the reason why it keeps spreading. Because remember, at one time, how the COVID was just hitting them. You know what I'm saying? It took a little second for it to hit us. You know? So you got the medical field, they have to advise you white people, you know what I'm saying? Please wash your hands after you use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Please wash your hands after this and that. You know, like that's like talking to a child. You know what I'm saying? Children don't care. They use the bathroom, they get up and go if they haven't been trained properly.
Right.
You know, they have to be trained. They have to be brought up the right way, like the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? But we can drop this, sir.
Just to add into what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing that you have to tell grown people, you know what I'm saying, who claims that they built the world, you know what I'm saying, that they are the leader in everything, you know, great, that you have to wash your hands.
Right.
Before you eat. You have to wash your hands when you get up from the bathroom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should wash your hands before you start touching your face and whatnot. It's embarrassing, you know what I'm saying, that you have to be told this. But
I mean, Salaki, you know that we know a lot of most brothers, even brothers in the world, see this when we go in public bathrooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you see Esau, you might see Moab, you know, you might see Ham, you might see an African in there. And you know what they just got finished doing, because if you're walking, you know what I'm saying, down the line, if it's nothing available early on, then you walking down the line, you know, maybe in a stall or a urinal, and you see feet. So you know what they're doing. They sitting down. And they get up and they leave. They out of there. You know, there's no washing their hands. I mean, I know the sisters probably see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of our sisters out there, I know y'all see the same thing that these heathen women do. You know what I'm saying? When y'all go in the bathroom, you know, you can smell what's going on, you know, and then they get up and they just roll right out. You know what I'm saying? They out of there. Yeah. Don't do that.
Or they, you know, this pissed me off even more too. It seems like because you're there, and especially if you get to the wash, to the sink before they do, they kind of like, you know, just half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even go for the soap. They just sprinkle some water in their hands and then just walk out. Like when I see that, I try and hurry up wherever I am. If I'm in like a store or something like that, if I see that, I try to hurry up and get out and see where the hell they are, so I don't touch anything that they touch.
Right. I mean, it's like sometimes I will hold my breath when I walk past them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want, like, you know how certain people walk past you in a certain speed, like the wind, their leftover wind can like pass you. So I hold my breath. Nobody knows I'm holding my breath. You know, I just And then I keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want their pass by when to even touch me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just disgusting. You know, if so like I said, if we can get number 4, please.
Absolutely.
Number 4. Because it doesn't only stop with, and we're gonna come back to but it doesn't only stop with, animal, their disgusting ways on spreading, animal dung all over their bodies and their faces. Some of them use, animal dung as a tanning solution. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're gonna get into that as well, but we can just get into number 4, sir.
No sweat. This is Dr. Claude Marianetti. Mariettini.
And so, like I said, if you can show that picture as well.
Absolutely. Hold on.
Now, what Ottawa is getting ready to read, this just proves, that, dirt and disease is just what the heathens are used to, even in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, which our people like to say that they related to them, which you're not, because we're not Hamites. You can't be Ham and you cannot be Shem at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You can't be an Israelite and Ham simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? You either one. And people think that Egypt was just some beautiful place. You know what I'm saying? Not for us. When they had us in captivity, it was not beautiful for us. It was not heaven on earth for the Israelites that were in Egypt. Okay? What you're looking at right here is getting ready to be described. So like I said.
Dr. Claude Marianetti, professor of Old Testament. This is a used condom in ancient Egypt. That's what you're looking at.
So like you can start reading right below the picture, sir.
The origin of human sex between a man and a woman goes back to the origins of human beings on Earth. Human beings engage in sex both for pleasure and procreation. The man had sexual relations with Eve, his wife, Genesis 4:1. With sex comes pregnancy. Eve conceived and gave birth to Cain, Genesis 4:1. Since men and women have sex on a regular basis, they had to develop some method of birth control. Otherwise, a woman will become pregnant almost every year. One form of birth control in antiquity and today is the use of condoms. And in the article published in Ancient Origins, Joanne Gillian writes about the Egyptian pharaoh
Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun is for those who don't know, that's King Tut. If you ever heard of King Tut, the famous boy pharaoh of ancient Egypt with the gold face, you know what I'm saying, and all the riches that he was buried with. That was his whole name right there, Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun, the water. Used condoms made from oil-soaked linen.
Now, so we know why condoms exist today, because of disease and to stop pregnancies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all about, like you should have safe sex if it's neat. If you have ribs, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should get tested and everything. Be safe. Be safe. But this right here is denoting that they definitely had STDs and diseases in ancient Egypt.
Damn
just
straight.
like we do today in modern day Egypt, which is right here in America. America has the spirit of Egypt on it. You know what I'm saying? Why? How do you know that? Because America had us in captivity. You know what I'm saying? And still do. Just because you're able to get a passport and leave off the shores and you got a job and you can buy whatever you want and you know what I'm saying? The white man allows you to become a 100,000-aire to a millionaire to a billionaire. It doesn't mean that you're not in captivity. You know what I'm saying? If you're a billionaire out there and you a brother or a sister, you don't enjoy your money like a white billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You don't. I know you don't. You might say you do, so we will shut up, but we're not going to shut up. We know you still in captivity, whether you want to agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, this is a condom. This is an ancient condom. You know what I'm saying? King Tut had one. For those who don't know, he had this same thing right here. This is what these stinking Egyptians had. They had condoms. Why? Because they were spreading diseases back then, man.
All right.
They were spreading diseases. If you read on a little bit, sir.
Absolutely. Slack here.
When Tutankhamun's tomb.
Okay. In her article, Gilliam writes when Tutankhamun's tomb was first discovered in 1922, archaeologist Howard Carter was stunned by the astonishing array of grave goods. More than 5,000 articles were left for the boy king to use in his afterlife. But amongst all the gold, silver, ebony, ivory, precious jewelry, weapons, furniture, fine linen, and rare perfumes, a small piece of cloth caught the eyes of the expert. It was King Tut's condom, and apparently it was deemed essential for him to take into eternity.
Okay, so we can stop right there. So you mean King Tut? They say he was having a lot of sexual relations with a lot of women back then. He's a famous boy pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure the Hamitic women were throwing themselves at him. You know what I'm saying? Which they should, because they are their people. But this man just said that he found King Tut's condom. You know what I'm saying? So this is one condom. So I'm thinking that maybe this is the only one he used. You know what I'm saying? Which this alone will spread diseases. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me you got one condom to do all your business? You know what I'm saying? All of your business. This is going up in all of the women. You know what I'm saying? STD heaven right there alone. You know what I'm saying? STDs is no game, man. It's not a joke. You don't play around, you know what I'm saying, with your lower parts, your members. You know what I'm saying? You don't play around with that.
Right.
When for the brothers out there, man, have the right, do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You don't be diseased, and neither is your wife. You know what I'm saying? Use a condom, that's your business. If you don't, be safe. You know what I'm saying? That's how children come in this world. And we definitely condone, you know what I'm saying, the increase of children, the population. Yes, we do.
Right.
Yes, we do. But that right there was just, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of hams, you know what I'm saying? And I went to one of the top elites, that's the boy king pharaoh, King Tut, Salafia. And he himself was using condoms. Now, he ain't the only one. These were found all over Egypt. They just found that in his tomb amongst all the riches that he had. He was buried with like over 5,000 items. This caught the eye, you know what I'm saying, of the archaeologists. A condom, which they put around their waist, you know what I'm saying? Because you see the strap on the picture. They put it around their waist, and then they did what they had to do. They have the most disgusting Hamitic sex that the world has ever seen, I'm sure. So, if we could, sir, if we could just, you know what I'm saying, we could just breeze right through these, these shorts right here. Number 5, number 6, and 7, sir. 5, 6, and 7, you can roll it how you see fit. We're gonna show you how, we showed you the Hindus, the East Indians, how nasty they were. We already know Esau, he only bathed once, maybe 3 times a year, washing his face and his hands either daily or weekly. We're gonna go with weekly, or maybe every 2 weeks, because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he lies. Right. You know what I'm saying? He is the biggest deceiver or liar on the planet. So we're gonna go with if he say it's maybe weekly, let's go with the higher extremities of him. Salaki.
Taking a shower with cow urine every morning, which is the tradition of the Dinka tribe in southern Sudan, is that it turns their hair orange. This color causes admiration and respect among the tribe.
Salaki. Now, this must be so refreshing for this Hamite right here. Woo! He just getting a cool, warm shower, I guess. In cow urine. You know what I'm saying? And the man who's narrating this, he said this is the Dinka tribe. for those who know, if you're old enough to remember, if you remember the NBA player who used to play for the Bullets, the Washington Bullets, his name was Manute Bol. I had never seen nothing like that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Until I seen that thing that he was on TV. You know what I'm saying? He was like almost 8 feet tall. I think he was like 7'7", but he was just so skinny. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know what I'm saying, certain Hamitic tribes, they indulge in things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the tribe that he's from, they're very tall people. You know what I'm saying? And the Dinka people is what he said. And this is one of their practices right here, people. So, never do this, of course. I know your mother and your father didn't. We don't grow up like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The children of Israel, we don't grow up learning how to take showers underneath cow bodies. You know what I'm saying? Underneath their private parts. You know what I'm saying? We take showers underneath shower heads. You know what I'm saying? Or you take a bath. Or in some cases, you might have to take a wash up. But you're going to get water and soap on you with a wash rag. Might I add, with a wash rag. Not saying yuck and ill to a wash rag. You know what I'm saying? Because these Caucasoids out here, these troglodytes, they'll take the bar of soap and just go. You know what I'm saying? Never. Like, only thing you're doing is putting the dirt on the soap. You know what I'm saying? You have to scrub certain places, man. Especially if you're as filthy and you bleed and give off such sulfuric acidic, you know what I'm saying, extremities, you know what I'm saying, like white people. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why we say they smell like wet dogs when it rains and things like that. Because they have a lot of sulfur. You know what I'm saying? Their sulfur content is just so high, man. That's why they smell like that. And the Lord cannot stand Esau. You know what I'm saying? He hates the white man. And it says that. If we can get that scripture right quick, sir.
What was that again?
Romans 9:13.
Romans 9:13.
The Most High hates Esau. That's what the scriptures say. We're not making this up. You know what I'm saying? Esau goes through a lot because of his wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And remember, he has never paid for his crimes.
Right. Esau
stinks. His flesh stinks. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, it's not just because the Most High hate him, but he's not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? This is a criminal and a vagabond. You know what I'm saying? As the scriptures say. You got the scripture, sir?
I got it. Romans chapter 9, verse 13.
Sure.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Jacob, as it is written, meaning this came to pass. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said, Jacob have I loved, but what?
But Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated. Esau is the biblical nationality of the white man. You know what I'm saying? Esau is the father of the Edomites. They're from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, down in that region. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you even got people in Turkey, you know what I'm saying, that they literally walk. They have a certain group of people over there in Turkey that walk around on all fours. You know what I'm saying? They literally cannot walk in an upright position.
Right.
They walk on their hands and feet, slumped over like monkeys. You know what I'm saying? Now who's the real monkey of the planet? A lot of them look like the rhesus monkey. For those who ever seen a depiction of how the rhesus monkey look, a lot of them look like the rhesus monkey. You know what I'm saying? Our people do not look like monkeys. That was just a derogatory term, you know what I'm saying, to demean and disrespect our people. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But if you could just play some more of the video, sir.
Absolutely.
And then you could just go through 5, 6, and 7 real quick. Yeah. Yes. So Also, when you see these Hamites doing this is another way that they dye their hair, you know, with cow urine. You know, our brothers and sisters over here, for the ones who do dye your hair, you use, you know, you don't. I'll just say this: you don't use cow urine. You know what I'm saying? Like that smell is gonna stay on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, when a baby in his diaper, you can smell the urine in them. You can smell the feces in their diaper. Can you just imagine a big beast like this, like a cow, and it's just urinating on top of your head, man? You know what I'm saying? You getting it all in there, and you're purposely doing it. Like, these people are sick. We're never to follow these people, man. We can keep
going. It's like I got something. No, I have something, but I'm gonna pull it up in a second. Number 6. Here we go. Hold on. This is disgusting. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now this right here, this is an African lady, a Hamitic lady. She's spreading cow dung over her floor. You know, it's almost like, you know, as if she's, you know, putting a coat of paint down or something, you know. But this is all cow dung. And you know, just, you know, the sidebar off of this, it's almost the same, but it was over there in India. It was a East Indian woman. She taking like big piles of cow dung and throwing it on the wall, you know, I guess to make I got plastering or something. But it's just all big circles, look like little, like enlarged pancake circles, just thrown on the wall beside each other. She covered a whole wall with it, you know. It's for decoration, you know. I mean, this is
crazy.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy,
man.
You want to move on?
Come.
All right, I got something for you. Hold on. All right, this is the comedian talking about washcloths, and then I have a response for that as well.
Through the course of my own discovery of like what they're like and what they do, and my investigation into washcloths, I started using washcloths for like my asshole.
Wait, this is a YMH exclusive. I'm your spouse and I don't even know this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? In the shower?
Yeah, in the shower. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, it really does help clean your asshole.
So you've been taking in, by the way, I use those for my face.
Yeah, I use them on my asshole.
This is what I take my makeup off with.
Yeah, I use it for my asshole.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And wow.
Because it really clean. Because what happens is you pull it up and it's all brown, and you just kind of rinse it, and then you do it again, and then when it finally is white, yeah, you're good.
That's in my face.
Wow. This cat, this dude was making fun of everybody who used washcloth. He said only poor people use washcloth. And apparently now he's using it now, but this is what caused him to start doing it.
So I've received a remarkable number of messages over the last few days from just countless poor people about the use of a washcloth in the shower. And, you know, it's kind of well known. It's what poors do. And I made this comment on a podcast, and so many people are upset. I mean, really, really upset about it. And I get it, you know, it's part of their lifestyle or something. So I'm in a hotel. I decided I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to use a washcloth, and I'll report on what happens when a wealthy person uses a washcloth. All right?
Man, see this.
That tells me he doesn't even use toilet paper.
Right. Because if that's what's coming off on their washcloth, I mean, Israel, man, we gotta get in this truth. You know what I'm saying?
And these are the people that are over us. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that tell us what to do. These are the people that stop us and ask us for papers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's your immigration status? These are the people that if we don't prove to them that we belong here, they're gonna throw us in a cage and throw our kids in a cage, rip our families apart, and send us somewhere where we don't belong.
Right.
This is the type of people that is over us.
Right.
All because you know we want to serve Iraq, or we want to serve a white Jesus or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This proves, you know what I'm saying? This proves to our people that, like you said, Adawan, look who's over top of you. You have to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, as an Israelite, are these people, you know, are these people fit to run the earth? And of course, your answer better be hell no. You know what I'm saying? No, absolutely not. That's why the earth is the way it is now. You know what I'm saying? When the scriptures say, when you see the wicked ruling, you know what I'm saying? These are the last days right here. And when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When Christ returned, and then we are ruling the earth once again, you know what I'm saying? It will be a new government. Christ is coming to establish a new government on the planet Earth. It is going to be what you freakazoid conspiracy theorists like to say. But this is the real New World Order. The real New World Order is being under the rulership of the Israelites and our King Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? That is the reality of a real new order, New World Order.
Sly, if I could.
Yes, sir.
Zero Cool JKM says, not the comedian making a joke. Never would imagine that. But the thing is, he wasn't joking. That devil was telling the truth.
Yes, he was.
You know what I'm saying? He's a comedian. He tells jokes for a living, but he was telling the absolute truth when he says he doesn't use washcloths because he thinks because rich people can afford more. And go back and listen to the podcast. What he was saying, his argument for not using a washcloth was saying that because he's rich and he can afford a lot of soap, poor people can't afford a lot of soap, so they use wash rice to make the soap stretch. He was saying he was rich and he doesn't need to save on soap. He can just keep buying more and more soap, so he doesn't need the wash rice. It had nothing to do with him believing he was clean or not.
Right.
He didn't know that he was not clean. He needs Israelites to tell him that he's not clean. And because he got those comments in there, it showed that he didn't even know that he wasn't even clean. Like, you can't smell that? They need us to tell them how dirty they are.
Right.
In order for them to get clean, you have to do this, this, and this. But
right.
You know what? Once Christ comes, you ain't even got to worry about it.
No.
You ain't even got to worry about it.
You will be doing what you're supposed to be doing in those days. If not, you know, there's penalties for that as well. You know what I'm saying? And if you heard him, sir, he said the people in the comments was getting pissed off, really, because they just as dirty as he is. I'm sure. You know, some of them, but some of them not. You know, rich white. Like I noticed, but I'm glad that you brought that out, sir, because I noticed a lot of rich white people. You take a look at their teeth be, you know, in shambles, man. You know, so you think you got all this money. Why don't you go get your teeth whitened? Why don't you take care of your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care. Coffee stains and whatever else that's in that hole that they got in their face. You know what I'm saying?
Cigarettes and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you name it. It's been in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it has. You know. So, like, sir, if we can go all the way back up top on the list. And oh, yeah, we can run this right. Yeah. So,
you want this one?
All
right.
Boys have paint on their faces and bodies. I find out it's not actually paint. It's something else.
Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of Mercy skincare. Smells about right. Cow dung, ash, a little bit of dirt.
It's used for beauty and for sunscreen. I notice some of the boys have paint on their faces and bodies. I find out it's not actually paint. It's something else.
Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of Mercy skincare. Smells about right. Cow dung, ash, a little bit of dirt.
It's used for beauty and for sunscreen. I noticed some of the boys have.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. You know, for our people out there that think you're African and you're not African, you know what I'm saying? You're not of African descent. You know, this is what, you know, some of your music artists, this is where they originate from. You know what I'm saying? Whether they did it or not personally, who cares? This is Ham in his nature right here. You just seen Esau. Esau is indulging in this as well. He has no problem with this. Hindus have no problem with this. There are videos out there too when you can, you know what I'm saying, for the family out there, you can do your own personal research. You look up the Arabs. Arabs, they suck from goats. They suck from, all of it. You know what I'm saying? This right here, you know, for those who, you know, some of these Hamites, because they've been coming up in the music game lately in a couple of years now, which they still in music. You know what I'm saying? They steal the sound of our Caribbean brothers and sisters and then turn it into something else, you know. But you people like Burna Boy and Wale, you know what I'm saying? Wale and Burna Boy, this is their family right here. These are their family members right here. So when you look up to them, think twice, all right? Remember this? This is not dirt, people. This is not dirt. This is cow dung. This is cow excrement, fecal matter, and further. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to say that, but, you know, you get the picture. What you drop in the water in the toilet, okay? That's what this is on this boy's face. You know what I'm saying?
So like, if I could, if you know, if you so African, you know what I'm saying, and you believe this is you and you are them, like you know, like that the brother, was it Umar Johnson? You know what I'm saying, why don't you put that sunscreen on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why don't you in order, I know it was some tribes that in order to become a man, you gotta drink some cow blood.
Right.
Fresh from the cow neck. They pierce the neck and then they catch the blood and then you gotta drink the cow blood. Why don't you do some of that? Why don't you put rings around your neck until you know you look like a goddamn giraffe?
You know,
why don't you do some of this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Put a plate in your lip.
Right.
Have it hanging down. If you so African, why don't you do that?
Right. So like because if I get the scripture, Leviticus 15:16.
Leviticus 15 and 16.
Sir. See, not only are these heathens, not only are they, you know, the origin of dirt and disease, you know what I'm saying, with this right here, but, you know, the way they treat their dead as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, their dead is just pathetic, you know what I'm saying? Just like during COVID, those Hindus, those East Indians, they didn't trust in their gods no more, even though their gods are not real, you know what I'm saying? Those are all idol worshiping, you know what I'm saying, figures that they worship. You know, they worship rats, they worship cows, and then they have big statues that they worship that as well. But they wasn't trusting in their gods during COVID. And so what they would do is everybody who was dying of the COVID, they would just throw them on the beach. I mean, in piles, taller than a 7-foot man, you know what I'm saying? In piles, human bodies. And they just burn them. They just light them on fire. They did it like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Africans, they just throw the body in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? They have no honorable way of how they bury their dead and how they deal with the dead. You know what I'm saying? And when you just having a lot of human carcasses just lying around in the streets, because they go through a lot of civil war over there. You know what I'm saying? And they just leave bodies in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just brains, insides everywhere. You know, that also creates disease. You know what I'm saying? Right. Viral diseases. You know, they like Hamites, Hindus, Asians, Arabs. They all have practices of human defecation in public. You know what I'm saying? All of them. Nigeria is the biggest one in Africa. You know, Nigeria has over 200 million people, almost 300 million. And they said 52 million of the population is just openly defecating. So that means if me and you take a trip to Lagos, you know what I'm saying, in Nigeria, you know, amongst your Igbo, you know what I'm saying, and your Hausa people, you know what I'm saying, which a lot of our people ignorantly think when an African come to you and say, well, you know, we Jews too. We follow, you know, we follow the customs and everything. Yeah, you learn in Yiddish and you wearing yarmulkes. You take up Judaism, and you're not us anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's not our culture. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people over there, 52 million people. You know what I'm saying? If me and you in Lagos, Nigeria, and we just happen to be walking around, you know what I'm saying, casually, and somebody just out of nowhere just taking a dump right there. You know what I'm saying? Openly in front of you and your kids. This is what they do over there. You know what I'm saying? Open defecation. Instead of you Hamites talking and just spreading lies about us, talking about we need to get it together over here because we ain't kissing the white man's behind good enough for you because you think you should be doing it better. You know what I'm saying? So now we all types of akatas and things like that. But yet you need to be worrying about the open defecation practices that's going on in your homeland, and then the damn viral outbreaks that it causes. You know what I'm saying? And the kids over there having, you know, just extreme disturbing amounts of, you know, unstopping diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? All that. Cholera, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You know, if we get that scripture, sir.
Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 16. And if any man's seed of copulation go out of him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be clean until the evening.
That's right. So if a man's seed, if a man releases seed, which is sperm, okay, you know, say, you know, you and your wife, you know, you do what you do, you know what I'm saying? If a man's seed releases from him, he is to wash. She is to wash herself as well. You know what I'm saying? We don't just, you know, do some love making, have sex. Sex is marriage, by the way, for those who don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sex is marriage. That's how man and woman become one. And, you know what I'm saying, in the mind, you know what I'm saying, spiritually. They on one accord is how they supposed to be dealing with each other. But sex, you know what I'm saying, completes the marriage, you know. And if a man, you know, if seed come out of that man, if sperm come out of that man, if that man ejaculates, you know what I'm saying, he is to wash himself and he is unclean until the evening. You think these heathens care about things like this? No, they don't care nothing about things like this. We can keep reading, sir.
Absolutely. Verse 17. And every garment and every skin whereupon the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the evening.
Right. So even if your clothes, you know, if something get on your clothes as far as, you know what I'm saying, the seed, you know what I'm saying, that is to be washed. That is to be cleaned thoroughly, and that is unclean as well, you know what I'm saying, until evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to remember, we are not those other nations. The Lord never said that we were. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord, the Most High gave Adam the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's who was first to receive it. And from Adam come us all, like the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? We still, you know what I'm saying, follow these law, statutes, and commandments. And we fishing for our brothers and sisters to do the same thing, because this world has nothing to offer you but death, disease, dirt, drugs, destruction, you know, everything that you can think about that we suffer in this place. That is what the world has to offer you. You know what I'm saying? Being priests and prophets in the UPK under command of General Yahanna, we have done away with those things, man. Now we know better. You know what I'm saying? You have to be reborn. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you have to repent, man. You have to repent. Come into this body of truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out there. Don't get caught up in Esau's world. You know, Most High said, come out of her. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave. You don't have to leave the shores. You just have to stop doing what America tells you to do, and what America, what's the word? You know how they and they you know, like commercialize. You know what I'm saying? They just commercialize everything. Promote. don't let America promote their, their vile, actions and they satanic rituals and the things like that on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These priests in here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If Bill Clinton had read this scripture, at least one part of that, that scandal wouldn't have gotten out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she kept her soiled dress.
Yeah.
That nasty mother.
Right. Right. She kept that soiled dress. Seed was on it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And yeah, but Bill Clinton, man, he in the news now. Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Him and Hillary. Hilly and Billy. You know what I'm saying? Billy and Hilly. They still in the news. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I'm gonna paraphrase right quick, because we coming up on the time. So even dealing with our dead, if a man go around a dead body, if you touch a dead body, a human dead body, you are unclean for 7 days. You know what I'm saying? You are unclean for 7 days.
It's like even if you go in the room, if you're in a room with a dead body, you even got to touch it. If you go in a room with a dead body, you are unclean for 7 days.
You are unclean for 7 days. And I say this to what I'm saying, to back up what I was saying earlier on the Hindus and the Africans. How they just burn their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Africans have always done this, by the way. This is nothing new that they do. This is nothing new that the Hindus do. They have always burned their ancestor bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they still do this to this day. We just got finished bringing out that the East Indians were doing this during the COVID, when the COVID was spreading rapidly around the earth. You know what I'm saying? They lost all faith in their gods, which are fake. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing but live animals and statues that they made. They literally worship these things. And that's what you are not to do. You know what I'm saying? As an Israelite, you do not take on the customs of the heathens. Do not sit up in front of a statue. Don't put, things on your chimney, base and spoil and let the fruit spoil. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it starts to smell in your house and people think, whoever walk in there, they're going to think you must got a dead body somewhere in here. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a skunk in nature. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like these heathens. Do not do what they do. You know what I'm saying? If do we got any more? Let me see. Bear with me, family. Oh yeah, if we can just read number 10, sir.
Number 10.
Yeah, come. We can just read that. If you wanted to put up a quick visual, it's right in the name itself. It's in Nigeria. But for I don't want to get ready to read. There's a floating city or town in Nigeria that the rest of the Nigerian government totally does not. They don't acknowledge these people at all. They are their people, but they don't acknowledge them because where they live at. If you can read that, sir.
All right. Salakia, hold on. All right. What is Makoko on water? It was founded as a fishing village in the late 19th century by immigrants from the Egan ethnic group. As its population swelled and land ran out, they moved onto the water. Today, Makoko is home to people from a variety of riverine communities along Nigeria's coast.
See, these people, they didn't have the sense to, because it say right here, when the population swelled, the land ran out, so they just moved on to the water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That no wisdom at all. You know what I'm saying? That's because the Most High is not with Ham. You know what I'm saying? He was with you, black, so-called black, Latino, Native American. You know what I'm saying? That's who the Most High is with. He's exactly. This is the depiction of where they at. All that is water, and they literally live on top of the water. The water, it says, is about 5 feet deep. The water is, you can see the color of the water. That is due to, you know what I'm saying, fecal matter, urine, and every foul thing under the sun is in that water. And some of them play in that water. And it also says that their children, because they're totally forgotten about. Their children knows how to row a boat because everybody got little canoes over there. They know how to row a boat before they even learn how to spell their name. And they don't go to school, and they don't have no birth certificates. Sidebar. A lot of those Hamites that come over here to America to think that they better than our people. They don't have no birth certificates. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were born on January 1st. A lot of the East Africans, they all got the same birthday. Who cares about a birthday? But at the same time, they use this platform. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
January 1st. January 1st. You know what I'm saying? All their birthdays is just so happen to be on January 1st. And they be about 16 in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know when they were born. Because they were born under trees and mud cow dung huts and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we cannot stand Africans. We are against Africans.
Right.
Hey, look, come into this truth. You know what I'm saying? We are the warriors that our people need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I could, we are not affiliated with no Black Panther Party, no Christian organization, no fake Israelite organization. This is One West under Commanding General Yahanna. I'm Precinct Officer Arawaya. I got my auto on right here, Officer 1000 Bakwasha. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're going to pass the class to Officer Bakwasha.
All right. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yahanna. No rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which your brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you to get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is going to be Purim. So let me get this. It's going to be Purim, and you can. This is going to be the 14th and 15th day of the 12th month, Monday and Tuesday, March 2nd and 3rd, 2026. You can find this in Esther's 9, 20 through 31. All right. If anybody has any questions about that, that's about a sister saving the nation of Israel. If you don't know how she saved the nation of Israel, come to class and see how the way she saved Israel. She didn't, become Xena, warrior princess, or anything like that. She didn't turkey neck nobody. You know what I'm saying? She didn't give her body. You know what I'm saying? She just used her feminine wiles, her beauty, her femininity in order to save the nation of Israel.
And if I could,
go ahead.
She was not an advocate of spreading animal feces around. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. She was. You know how they said, "No mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" It was Esther. It was Esther. She was the baddest woman around town. You know what I'm saying? She a bad mamma jam. That song was made for her. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Oh, also the 57th annual Passover is April 4th. We're gonna start the celebrations April 1st. Get there, try and get there. You know what I'm saying, the day before, because was it March 30th? You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be the lamb slaughter is gonna be a whole starting kickoff party. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the grills are gonna be going, the music is gonna be going, it's gonna be games for kids, it's gonna be a shootout contest, it's gonna be a slam dunk contest, it's gonna be some fire stuff that's gonna be happening that first day, because I know a lot of people like to travel that day. They may miss it. Don't miss that. That's gonna be an event in itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get our brothers and sisters there early to see everybody that we hadn't seen all year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Also, the Passover is going to be on the 1st, and not the 1st, the 4th. And the next day, Sunday, is going to be the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That is also, holy convocation that the Most High told us to be at. Since you're already there, you know what I'm saying, stay that extra day, and we're going to have the Feast of Unleavened Bread there as well. And it's going to be at the, the Dude Ranch, the OK Ranch?
B&H.
The B&H Ranch in Houston, Texas. All right. Remind Akim and Aquatheme to check on socialmedia.com. Slakia. Also, the fee is $200 for anybody 17 years of age and older. Get that in sooner than later, because April 1st is coming. It's coming right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's tax season. Do your taxes. Pay for the Passover. You know what I'm saying? Use that tax money to pay for the Passover. It's a commandment. It's not a suggestion. The Most High told us to do it.
Right.
The Most High told us to do it. It's not a suggestion.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Get that tax money, pay for everything that you need for the Passover. You know what I'm saying? Do you have anything before I move on?
Nah, sir. Everything's well.
Most High in Christ. Remind Akim and Aquatheme check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in school, you start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headbands, and scarf. And with that, I say Amajin, which means a stand. I want to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Man, visit Amajin Shabbat. Imajin, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatha.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatha.
Yajamata. Class dismissed.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.